Okay guys, today we're going to be drawing some skulls. I've been wanting to do skulls for a while. This is kind of our inspiration picture, all right? And I gave you some starting information here, okay? And the reason I give you that is just to set you up for success, because sometimes drawing something in proportion and the right size is really hard, okay? So I just started it off for you. You're still gonna have to draw the rest yourself, and it doesn't have to be perfect to be good, okay? So what we're gonna do this week is we're gonna draw it and then we're gonna shade it using some black and white shading techniques, okay? And then next week when you come back, we're gonna make a really colorful background and we're gonna do some glow stuff. So we'll have some glow paints out next week. So we're gonna have that contrast between that black and white and that really colorful background, okay? So we're not gonna follow this exactly, but I'm gonna leave it with you so you can see. What I'm gonna suggest we do next is we do this nose, and it's an upside down heart. Or if you want to flip it and it makes it easier for you, you can draw it this way. So what I like to do is I like to do kind of the bottom of the heart right there in the middle, just a little V so I know where it's going to be. And then I finish it out. Okay, so there's my nose, or the cavity where the nose used to be, right? Okay, now we're gonna draw a smile right here. Okay, and then they have you drawing these lines for in between the teeth, okay? So I'm gonna start right here in the middle. So that's my first line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if they're not exactly the same on both sides, that's okay. Sometimes it's hard to get things centered. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I have 5 lines on each side, or you could have 4 lines on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You start in the middle every time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a rounded bump, because these are top teeth and bottom teeth. So these are the top teeth, and then these are gonna be the bottom teeth. So you do a rounded bump on top, and then you do a rounded bump on bottom. Okay, now I'm gonna erase this little part right here. If you have anything extra, just erase that. You don't need that anymore, okay? And now we need to draw the chin down here. And they don't really give you like a step-by-step. It is kind of sort of like squared off. They have the jaw squared off. You don't necessarily have to do it that way, but I am gonna kind of do it that way. So I'm gonna draw a straight line just right here that goes from kind of the inside of the eye to the inside of this eye, okay? Just so I can kind of have an idea of where it needs to go. Then I'm gonna draw a straight line here and a straight line here. And then it just kind of connects. I'm gonna erase a little bit on that. And again, doesn't have to be perfect to be good, okay? It's gonna be really nice looking by the time we get it drawn and shaded. All right, so now you're gonna trace everything in Sharpie. You're gonna trace all your lines that you did in Sharpie, and you're gonna fill in the eyes and the nose cavity. Now I do wanna show you when you trace this and you fill it in Sharpie, what I suggest you do is you do a thick layer around the eye, like this. And then you come in and fill it in, so that way you're less likely to get out of the lines, okay? One thing that I did not do that you might wanna do, I just left the eyes really black, which is what you would do in a typical skull, but I know that you're in after school art, which means you are creative students. So I'm gonna do like a highlight. You could do a normal highlight, like a circle and a circle. You could, which would make it more lifelike, which would be kind of cool. You could do like a crescent moon. That would be kind of cool. A little heart. I might do a little star on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my star out. And I'm going to see how that looks. If I don't like it, can I always just color it in? Yes. Okay. So I'm going to color around this and fill this in. I'm going to outline this stuff. I'm going to do a same eye on this side. I'm going to fill this in. So you guys work on your Sharpie while I work on mine. Okay, you guys, so here is my skull. You may have noticed I added some extra lines. Those are called expression lines, and I like to do that, okay? And what we're going to do is a process called marker painting. We could shade it with a pencil, but I thought this would be more fun for you guys to do some shading. You're going to take a gray out of your marker set, and this is watercolor paper. It doesn't work very well on regular paper. You can do it on regular paper, but it works really well on watercolor paper, okay? And I'm just going to take this gray marker, and I'm just going to do almost like some outlining of some areas. We don't want to fill everything in. And I'm doing some outlining like here, down here by the side of the teeth, and then it comes out to a point. So it's almost like you're coloring in a wide section and then bringing it to a point. And we're gonna add some water to this in a minute and it'll make it look shaded, okay? I'm gonna do a little bit right here, a little bit right here. And then if you want to, you can even do some, I'm gonna do a little bit right here, just a little bit around the eyes, on the outsides. And then I'm gonna do a little bit on the bottom of the teeth. Okay. All right, so now that you've got that, what you're gonna do is you're going to add water to it. So we're gonna have water cups and little small paint brushes, and it's just a little bit of water in there. And all you do is take some water on your brush, and just like you were painting it, you don't wanna do this like crazy. Like I don't wanna be like, woo, like that, okay? You wanna pretend like you're painting it. You wanna stay in the lines, okay? I'm gonna smooth that out since I did do that. And you're just getting it wet, and it's gonna turn into what looks like paint. It does kind of get this greenish bluishness to it, and that's okay. That looks less greenish and blue when it dries, okay? I'm gonna add water to every section that we did with the marker. And you can even, if you want to, spread some of that out and bring it up into this area. You don't have to, but you could do that. Okay. So now we're done for today. We've got our skull drawn. You've got your eyes filled in. Everything's done. All you need to do is write your name at the bottom. I'm going to write Elkin. And we'll cut these out and glue them to our paper next week, okay? And we get to paint our paper next week too. All right? I can't wait to see these. I know they're gonna look great.